Hello, my friends. Welcome back to another episode of the Jammin' Dude Show. I'm your host, Ben Jammin' Straley, otherwise known as Jammin' Dude, the J-Dude, here with you for part 2. I had a lot of people talk to me about how they felt really let down by the fact that I left off on Haken's The Mountain right midstream with Because It's There. And I did that for 2 reasons. Number 1, I felt like I was running a little long. And number 2, I always get emotional whenever I talk about Because It's There. But I'm going to start with that, and then I'm going to move forward to the rest of the album. And I want to get right into it because I'm very excited. The more I listen to this album, the more it gets into me. This very well may be one of the all-time great albums. And I'm going to get personal here for just a moment, because I've kind of gone through some of my own personal mountains over the course of the last year, and especially towards the end of 2012 and the beginning of 2013, I was hitting one of the lowest points in my life, and I spent all of 2013 working my way back from a very, very dark period in my life. And then just when I felt like 2014 was going to go gangbusters and I was absolutely back at being the top of my game, a boulder landed in my path and I lost probably the greatest job I've ever had. It was at that moment that I was listening to this album and I heard, "You must adapt because it's there. Climb, find your way, scale high, don't look back. With hope, you will find the life you seek." Music can really bring clarity to our lives at times. So having that positive attitude about overcoming obstacles in our life really resonated with me. And then we go through the pride and fall of Falling Back to Earth, which has become my brand new favorite song from the album as of right now. Because part 1, Rise, really talks about that hope and that determination that you can have when you're first scaling the mountain. And the second half, Fall, has one of the most incredible, epic builds of any song I've heard in recent history. Probably the cornerstone of the entire album is Falling Back to Earth, and I think I've had a lot of people agree that that 11-minute track is the pinnacle in many ways. But then we get into As Death Embraces. Now at first I was only lukewarm on this, but now I see it as this incredibly beautiful piece that is just a necessary bridge between Falling Back to Earth and the epic that follows. And the beauty of this piece and Ross's incredible vocals really give that emotion of now being back down at the bottom and having to seek out to overcome your own personal imperfections. Then we get to the final real epic of the album, and I'm still unsure of how to pronounce this, so if anybody out there can help me out, but I'm going to do my best. Pareidolia, whatever it is, it's incredible. I've had some people say that this album is kind of 4 epics with some filler. I disagree. This album is, every note right now is really resonating with me. And Pareidolia has a chorus, a proper chorus for an 11-minute song that absolutely hooks you and draws you in and does not let go. I cannot get that song out of my head. I can already tell that on this album, every single track is going to have its turn being my favorite. Have you ever had an album like that where you love the album so much that, like, first this track was your favorite, and then this track was your favorite, and then this track was your favorite, and pretty soon every single song on the entire album has had a turn being your favorite on the entire album. I can't get enough of it. Of course, the album ends with Somebody, which is just a beautiful, epic, so a mini epic of sorts, really centering again around Ross's amazing vocals. And it starts really slow and it takes a while to get going. You know, this is the ending track here reminds me a lot of the typical Porcupine Tree ending pieces. And I only say that in the sense that you get this really slow build and it doesn't feel like it's going anywhere at first, and then suddenly it just ebbs and flows until it is really bringing you in. It is so good at drawing up the emotion really subtly at first and then just taking you over the top by the end of it all. I should give a brief shout out to the 2 bonus tracks, which it would have you believe that they're not really part of the album, but in a way they make a nice little epilogue. The Path Unbeaten is an instrumental reprise of the path that begins the album, and then again reprises at the beginning of Because It's There. So it works here at the end of Somebody, the final track of the album. And then by having the reprise of Somebody in the form of a song called Nobody, again, after the album ends, it just kind of works as a nice little mini epilogue. So I even like the way the bonus tracks work their way into the overall theme of the album. So, Haken, The Mountain, absolutely one of the best albums I have ever heard in my entire life. Emotionally, I have not had a lyrical theme resonate with me top to bottom like this probably since I heard Remedy Lane from Pain of Salvation, and maybe even more than that. Like in my teenage years, I was obsessed with The Wall. On an emotional level, this album has really reached out to me personally, and I cannot thank the guys in Haken enough for this incredible piece of art that has really touched me on a very personal level. So guys, thank you. The Dude Abides. I don't know if it means anything to you guys. Well, I mean, all I can say is that the art that you have created has helped in lifting me out of one of the darker periods of my life. So, thank you to all the members of Haken and everyone who took part in writing and creating this incredible piece of artwork. Thank you. The Dude Abides. A toast, the Snow Maiden, my co-host. As always, keep tuning into the Jammin' Dude Show. I'm going to have more reviews coming up because, as of right now, I certainly have a lot more time on my hands. And a lot more time to listen to music. So, tell me your thoughts on Haken's The Mountain, and we'll see you next time. Take care.